Guys, I've talked this week to about 7 or 8 different people about their money. And there's just a thing that keeps becoming like a regular running theme amongst all the conversations I have with regular, ordinary, everyday people. And so it's one of the reasons I want to make this video, because I want people to get ready to win with money. And how do you get ready to win? And how do you start beginning the steps to getting better with money so you can win with money, right? And this is the number one step that you gotta make sure you do first if you want to start winning with money and getting better with money. And I see this problem lacking in a lot of people that I talk to, and it's just the problem of being unorganized with money. A lot of people I talk to about money, they might know how much they make, but they just can't answer some really basic questions about money, about their money, right? They can't answer these really basic questions, and you really can't get started with money and getting better with money and start doing better. You have better behaviors with money. You can't do any of that if you don't first get organized, right? Take inventory of what you have and what you spend, and take inventory of what's coming in, what's going out, and just sort of slow down, take a deep breath, and see where you currently are. See what you currently have. Because I always say that you should manage your money like you manage a business, right? You understand income, you understand expenses. You understand assets, you understand liability. You understand what you're investing in, what you have, what you're growing, how to get more, how to increase your profit, and your profit being the difference between the money you bring in and the money you send out. That's your profit every single month. So you're managing your house, your 4 walls, like a business. But the problem is this: you can't be the CEO or the chief financial officer of your 4 walls if you're not organized, if you don't have the books in order. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. And the same thing applies to your personal finances. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know the business of you, the business of your 4 walls, whatever you call that business, right? You could call it your address, whatever. But the point is that you gotta know what you got in order to make a difference and move forward and create a plan, create a strategy. See, you can't create a plan, create a strategy if you don't know what you're strategizing for. And let me give you an example. If I was to ask you, what is the total amount of money that you spent on groceries last year? See, most people can't answer that. Sounds like a hard question, but if you're doing a regular written down monthly budget every single month, you have an idea, you have a clue of what you spend each month or every 2 weeks on food. Multiply it by 12 or by 26 and you got it right there. Another example, do you know the total value of the assets that you own? Do you know the total value of the liabilities that you owe? Do you know the total amount of expenses that you send out and spend money on every single month? Do you know the cushion, the amount of money that's left over every single month after you've got all the money coming in and you've sent all the money out, right? All your expenses have gone out. What is that cushion every single month? What is that dollar amount? Do you know? See, these are just numbers that in order for you to get better with your money, you got to know where you're starting at. You got to know what you have. And it's also a good way to measure your progress, right? If you want to measure your progress with money, you got to figure out, okay, what am I going to use to measure my progress every single month? I use a budget to measure my progress because it gives me an idea if I'm actually doing what I said I would do with the money. I use a net worth statement to figure out, okay, am I growing my assets and lowering my liabilities, right? So I'm checking on those things. So here's what I'm saying. Get organized. Don't be all over the place with money, because when you're all over the place with money, look, your money could be spent on anything because you don't have no clear direction. You're not organized. You don't know what you have, what you want to have. You don't know exactly where you want to go with your money, and you're just all over the place willy-nilly. It's going to be hard to really get started to get better with money. So see, the first place you got to start is with organization. The first place you got to start is by knowing exactly what's going on and understanding what's going on. Because if you don't understand your money and you're not organized with your money, Nothing else really matters. Okay, you bring home $50,000 a year every year from your paycheck on your job. Okay, cool. Okay, in 5 years, you're going to be bringing home 75K. 5 years later, 100K, 150K. But if you're not organized with the 50K, you think you're going to be organized 10 years later with the 150K? No. So the running theme that I see with the 7 or 8 people that I talked to this week about their money, the running theme was organization. They just weren't organized. They wanted to get better with their money, and that's cool, right? Everybody wants to get better with their money, but to start, we got to kind of clean up the place a little bit. We got to put some stuff where it goes. We got to start to compartmentalize some stuff. Put the shoes over here, put the clothes over here. We got to stack the books up over here in this corner. We got to start picking up all these loose papers that are laying around, you know, all these savings accounts and all this extra money that you're not sure about, but you think you have, you don't. We got to start cleaning up the mess. And when you clean up the mess and get organized, then you can move forward and really maximize the money that you're dealing with, because now you know what you're working with. When you unorganized, you really don't know what you're working with. I suggest that you get organized on paper, because a lot of times when we see things on paper, we see them a little different, right? Through a kind of a different vantage point, a different viewpoint. But when you get organized and get things in order with the money first, it's like a monkey off your back, right? It's like a lot less stress. It's like a lot more, you could take a deep breath, not so much anxiety when you can just, okay, I'm organized, right? Think about it like, you might live in a home, and think about if you got a room that's really sloppy, right? You don't feel comfortable in that room. You feel a little bit stressed. You feel a little bit when things aren't in place. Not everybody's like that. I get it. I'm like that though, right? If I'm in a room and the room is very, very sloppy and junky, I don't feel at peace. Right? I feel a little stressed or a little anxiety. So I like to have things sort of in order. Your money works the same way. When you get organized, you feel a sense of peace, less stress, less anxiety, more in control. You feel more in control when there's organization in a room, right? So money's the same, man. We got to get organized if you want to get ready to win. Most people think, hey, I got some money, I want to go invest. Let me go put this money here, let me put this money here. And next thing you know, you got an account open over here, account open over there, 2 accounts over there, 2 savings, 3. Listen, get organized. You don't have to have money scattered all over in different accounts and different brokerage. You don't need all that. Get organized with money. Get organized with your personal finances. That's the first place you want to start. Not going out and getting that 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th job, not working 80, 90 hours a week on the job, not having all these different accounts that are open all over the place, not saying, ooh, I got to make more money and bring in more income. And no, the first thing you got to do is take what you already have, get yourself organized with what you already have, and then you can begin to start making some decisions, right? The disorganization or the chaos with money, it stifles people. It causes people not to do anything when they look around and feel like they got to do so much. So people sort of get paralyzed, and they don't want to they don't want to organize because they think it's too much. So they just forget it, turn their head, sweep it under the rug, don't think about it, don't even look at it. Because they feel like, oh my God, think about debt. When people are in debt, they say, oh man, I got so much debt. And so they avoid the whole talk about debt. They avoid thinking about it. They don't want to look at it because it's just going to cause a lot of anxiety and stress. And people are the same way with their money. But you can never get your money right if you don't first get your money organized. You will never be able to really grow your personal finances and grow your wealth or grow your money until you first get your money in order. And when you get your money in order, now you can make really, really sound money decisions that don't have anything to do with emotion, but they have everything to do with logical next steps. Once you get everything organized in a logical manner that's easy to follow and you understand, right? So I just had to have this quick conversation because I keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And I really want you guys to get better with your money, but you got to feel like you're in control with your money. And you can't be in control with your money when your money's out of control, right? So hey, if you got any value, guys, do me a favor, hit the like button. And also, please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. The best person who's going to take care of that old you is the young you. Guys, take good care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.